Hello.
Hey Deb, how are you?
Great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Excellent.
How
And so I just want to make sure your name is Jalen.
it is Jalen.
Okay, because on the Twitters and the Instagrams, everybody's, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's Jalen, but I don't want to, you
No,
know.
it's me. It's me.
Hi. So tell me, I don't know if we're I think we're recording, but
Yeah.
tell me more about you.
Well, I'm somebody who's really big on voice acting. Like it's something I've been wanting to do since I think 2011. I think I really started to love it after watching Frozen in 2013.
Please welcome the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
What the fuck? Oh.
And and Steven Universe. Steven Universe was also a big one on me.
Oh
So
yeah.
I just wanted to get into voice acting, and I didn't really know how at the start of it, but and then I I didn't really and during the pandemic happened and it started to like slow down my love for voice acting and whatnot. I was just like, I don't know, I don't think this is for me. But then I decided to like go back and like during 2021, like during March, I think before my birthday, I think during my birthday, I felt like I wanted to go back to doing voice acting. I think that was because I was watching The Owl House.
Oh,
Like,
well, good. I know, right? Some really
hmm
talented, crazy talented people. And what a fun show. I mean, it's so exciting for me. But, it's interesting that you say when the pandemic hit. I mean, everybody got a little depressed and freaked out and all of that.
yeah.
But the only thing that was still going in the world of show business was voice acting because
hmm
most of us are able to, because technology is so widely available. Most of us, especially here in Chicago, I mean, I haven't gone into my agent's office in years, so I audition from home all the time. I do a lot of jobs from home. It's just kind of the way it was rolling, and then the pandemic kind of was like, and now we're going to keep doing that.
I think that's gonna be a thing that's gonna stay, like people recording at home, because I feel like that's much
Sure.
better to do than like having to fly places to record in a studio. And you could do a lot more stuff at home than you can do like at where you're like flying to go to a studio to record. So
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I really do believe, I mean, and a little bit of talent, all right, I'll admit that, but I really do believe that I landed the Owl House because I did a really good audition. I connected with the character, but I feel like I do really good auditions a lot, right? I
hmm
mean, that's what we're hoping, that we're putting out good stuff. And I really think it was because of the pandemic. I think they were like, we like her. We're going to have to record everybody remotely anyway. So who cares that she's in Chicago? And the audition sounded good. So clearly her equipment and technology is decent. So, I mean, we had a little bit of difficulty the first time. We did a Source Connect
hmm
test, and that went great. And then, of course, the day of the session, it did not go great at all. And then we ended up having to Zoom, and I had to record stuff on my end. Not the end of the world, I mean,
Yeah.
but I think, had I been new to the business, I would have been pooping my pants. You know what I mean? Because you don't want
Yeah.
anything to go wrong. But, I think the nice thing too is that everybody realized, okay, we're working with what we've got. So, their computer's gonna freeze for a minute,
Yeah.
or they're not gonna, whatever was going on with the internet that day was just not happening. So I mean, I think if anything good, because I don't think there's a lot comes out of the pandemic, I think it's that it's gonna really open up opportunities
Oh
for more,
hell yeah.
yeah, for more people who aren't in LA or New York or, in those hubs where most of the stuff happens. So that's great. Um, so yeah, you love voice acting and you love voice actors.
hmm Yeah,
Uh,
like I'm huge on voice actors like Zena Robinson or Sissy Jones or like Sean Schimmel or plenty of other voice actors. Like,
Absolutely.
hmm
Sissy's amazing. Amazing. And a really kind and generous human, you know?
hmm
But yeah, I wish I had her career. She's zipping all over doing all the things, you know? And that's part of it too, is LA is still the hub of all
it
of that,
is.
and people like to work with people that they know and that they know can deliver the goods, right? And she's delivering all the goods, all the goodies. So, that's hard. Where are you located?
I'm located in South Carolina, the East
Nice.
Coast.
Okay, I'm from New York originally, so I'm an
Oh,
East Coast
really?
gal, and I lived in Boston for a while, and then I moved here in the early 90s. So this is the longest place I've ever lived, but it's still weird. I'm like, but I'm from the East Coast, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
funny, we were just talking about South Carolina. Um my boyfriend's kid is a like a basket creator, basket weaver, Medicine Baskets on IG.
Yeah.
I'll give them a plug. Uh,
Ah.
but they were talking about how we were talking about different kinds of basketry, and I guess it's a seagrass is big in South Carolina,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, they mostly work with willow, but they've also been interested in doing like pine needle basketry and wants to go to South Carolina. And I've never been. I've been to North Carolina.
And South Carolina is it's boring. That's what my take on it. I mean, it's a good place. It's a good place to live if you like want to retire, but I mean,
Clearly, you're not old enough to retire.
nah, not really. But I do
No.
want to move other places. I think I want to move to North Carolina, or maybe I can't move to LA because that's expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. It really is. I mean, and that's the thing with like, I'm sorry, today is, Saturday, and so people are mowing lawn and stuff if you can
Nah,
hear.
it's fine. That happens all around here in the suburbs. So
Um,
that's not really that's a normal thing.
Yeah, but like I mean the hubs I think will always be the hubs,
Hmm
LA, I mean LA is where everything show business happens, right? New York, especially audiobooks, New York has Audible. Chicago, we used to be a really big commercial market. Um and the downturn in 2008, I mean the thing about at least commercial voiceover is it's very powered by the market, right? Like are people spending money? And so right now I'm seeing a little bit of a dip in work just because we got inflation and you know what I mean. Nobody's spending any money, and so but I saw an upswing in political stuff because 'tis the season. So that was exciting, to be in the booth, saying, the same things more or less over and over and over, which if you watch any political, commercials, it's like the same both, yeah, each side has the same rhetoric, it's like
Yeah, I get what you mean. Now I do have a question for you, and it's
absolutely you
and
can ask
these questions are by a friend of mine who's also an Owl House fan. Their
okay.
name is Chloe.
Hi
Um,
Chloe, if Chloe's out there.
oh, they have a Twitter name named Saitaku. They
Okay.
um and and I think one of them is what is your journey into voice acting?
Well, it's an interesting journey because when I got started, there were no classes.
Mm-hmm.
There were animations out there, but like video games, like I'm of the generation, like I'm the MTV generation, right?
Uh,
That was like that came out when I was like 14 and 15. And then like Pac-Man, they installed a Pac-Man machine at my local pizza parlor. So that was, and then Pong. So I mean, I'm going in a way back machine, my friend. But so wasn't anything that, in my world that was like that could be a career for you. So I graduated from college. I went to UMass Boston, stayed in Boston, was lucky enough to book a gig with an improv troupe. So we performed and went all around the East Coast, and oddly enough, not South Carolina nor North Carolina, but we did go down to Key West and did like a show down there, which was really cool on our way. Um, Through that, I had many opportunities. I did an improv workshop, and a guy called me up out of the blue And he was like, you might not remember me, but I think you have a really cool voice. Have you ever thought about doing voiceover work? And I was like, dude, I don't even know what that is. So he said, well, I do industrial stuff, which means it's not broadcast like a radio or a TV commercial. It's more of an in-house project. And it was like a fake radio call-in show with real doctors. But then
Yeah.
everybody was a caller, was like an actor, and I was the know-it-all medical student. And I had an acting degree. I was trying to be an actor, stage actor, comedian, whatever. And I went on this audition and booked the job, and the job took me 20 minutes, and I made $200, which was non-union, but 20 minutes worth of work for $200. I'd never, ever, ever in my life had that kind of money handed to me, and I was like, oh, I like this because it encompassed like things I love about acting. I loved cold reading. I love improv.
Hmm.
And, who doesn't want to talk into a microphone? Because you're like, now I'm a rock star, even though I'm not.
Yeah, I get
It
that
was,
feeling a lot.
yeah, and it was fast and furious, and I didn't have to, like, wear makeup and contacts and be fancy. And I was like, okay, I love this. Whatever this is what I want to do. And I did some more jobs in Boston, and Boston's a great city, but you reach a certain level. Like I was already cast in a show that I did for a long time, and I was like, well, I don't own property. I don't have kids. I'm not married. I mean, I was like 24, 25. I'm like, I can move. So I had friends here who were like, oh, the voiceover scene is kicking it. And I knew it was more affordable than like LA or New York. And I didn't really know anybody in LA. And I love New York City, but I was like, that's going to be a bitch to live. It's really expensive. I knew people who had like a toilet in their kitchen with like a shower curtain around. I mean, it's
Uh, yeah, I think I know
crazy
what you're talking
apartment.
about. Like those are, yeah, New York is crazy expensive to live. Like, is it more so than LA, or is it about the same?
I would even venture to say it's more. And
Ooh.
and maybe you get a little bit more space in LA for your money. Like New York, the apartments are tiny. And like I said, the toilets in the kitchen because I don't know why, but crazy stuff goes on. And I was like, well, New York's expensive. LA, I was young. I didn't really know anybody out there. And it was a good friend of mine from college who was an actor. He's like, yeah, great opportunities. Come on. I didn't think I would stay here, but that's, I had kids, da, 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 life. Um, so here I am. And, I've had a really wonderful career, so I can't complain. But so that's kind of how it got started. And then I just love it, and was always like, yes, like I'll audition for anything and everything, you know. And
Yeah, but hey, that's pretty good. Like that's good. It's good that you're still You're still that you're. It's good that you're still voice acting and still like have a journey out there and
absolutely. I mean, I've
you're
been saying this a lot, but I booked the Owl House right, pretty early in the pandemic. So like 2 years ago, and I was 55 years old, right? So I feel like it's sort of like don't ever give up on your dreams. Like keep putting yourself out there, keep going. I've always wanted to do, a big animation, and I've thrown stuff, against the wall, nothing stuck, and then all of a sudden it did, and what an amazing show to land on too.
are you
And
still voicing Gwendolyn or
I probably shouldn't reveal anything, but I don't know what's happening with the final, seasons. You may see Gwendolyn, you may not. I don't know. Hard to
Ooh, but
say.
hey, I'll keep it. That's all I want to say. I don't want to break an NDA or whatever. I don't want to do any of that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, and to be honest with you, they have kept a lot of it under wraps, you know what I mean?
good.
Like especially this last bit
That's good because
because
they don't want to have any leaks because those things have been happening a lot lately when it
oh
comes to
my
big
gosh.
shows. Like I think it happened. It happened like with Steven Universe. It happened like I think it happened with the. I think it happened with the Owl House too. And
Oh, it has. I
mhm.
mean, and the thing about it is like, God bless the fans, right? I mean, they drive uh, the they feed all of us, right? Because we're excited to meet them and interface with them, and the show wouldn't have been as popular, right, if it weren't for them. But at the same time, there's so much, everybody wants to know everything, and the internet has can like
Yeah.
spoil stuff. I mean, it's like, they want to, and so, I think they started to get really tight-lipped because they really wanted to surprise the fan,
Hmm.
and keep you guys going, right?
Yeah, I love that suspense. Sometimes I do want to get a little sneak peek, like see what this leak is, but I don't be. But I'm like, no, I don't want to because like I want to respect the crew. I don't want to see this. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say to everyone, don't see this leak because like it's just because like you just want to be surprised. Sometimes, like I said, like sometimes when someone does see a leak, it's probably accidentally because it's just like you just minding your own business and you just stumble upon it and you're just like, God damn it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I know. And it can't be helped. I mean, right now, there's so much information flying around out there all the time. Like you said, you're going to stumble upon it because, if it's something you're interested in, and even if you're trying to avoid it, it's going to pop up because you're looking at the things that you're interested in, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, when you're recording, what do you use to like not get so any sounds won't from the outside won't be able to like affect it? Because I'm trying to do that because I was doing a demo reel and they said my performance was good, but I think like the gain got there was like the whole gain and whatnot, how there was like every time I try to yell, like
Got a
they hear the
little.
distortion and whatnot, and I just want to try to fix that so I can get better.
Well, I would say you knew it, and a good engineer once told me that you need a box within a box.
And then I'll put that box inside of another box, and then I'll nail that box to myself. And when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Right?
Mhm.
So in a way, if you have a closet, that a walk-in closet is great, but I mean, even, a closet that you could stand in or even sit in. I prefer standing, but I have, because of limited space in other places I've lived, had to sit. Um, with clothes around you, right? The clothes sort of create a box. You can put like a
Mhm.
blanket or something over your head, and that's a great little, sound dampened room. Even in the most tricked out professional studio, they can't get like zero sound. I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots of things they can do, but like I'm gonna take you on a journey. I don't know how good the technology will be, but now I'm dark. Um, I this is my booth, so
Oh.
I have like sort of, so you can sort of
Oh.
see. Ooh, ah. So I used to use a closet, right? But now, like, here's my mic. I don't know what I'm trying to see it from, but don't know. It's not showing you much. It's showing you the underside. So anyway, this is probably bad. But like, so here I am. Hi, I'm on my mic. It's not plugged in.
Nah.
I could plug it in, but anyway, but I have some acoustic foam up here by a company called Oralex. This is like a little kid's playmat tile that I
Yeah.
got on, and I have that on the floor too.
I heard
So
that mattress toppers help too.
yeah,
Mattress toppers?
mattress toppers. There's moving blankets that you
Yeah,
can
I need to find those. And I
you
heard pillows help too. Pillows are very good too.
pillows help, I mean, I have now, I mean, I just moved to this place, and this is like my most tricked out studio to date. But
Yeah.
when I started out, I had a fabric cube that you could get at like Target or Walmart or something, right? Those
Yeah.
things that they fold up, but you can unfold them and put stuff in them. I bought a dog bed because it was on sale for $9.99, just big piece of foam. Shoved it, kind of, maneuvered it all around this little foam thing. I had a Blue Yeti at the time, put my Blue Yeti in there. And I booked jobs sitting at my dining room table doing that.
Oh shit, I
Um,
need to do that too because Let's be honest. I am trying to. Because like voice acting is something that I always wanted to do, and I think it mostly stemmed from like back in middle school and high school. I always got made fun of because of how I talk,
What?
and yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use that to make people laugh. I'm gonna do that my way, and I've been hearing from tons of other people saying that my voice is very good and they like my voice, and I'm trying to get more better at it, So
Yeah. No, you have a great voice. I mean, I
thank
love your
you.
voice. Yeah, it's
Aw.
it's not too deep, but it's powerful. You have good diction, without being overly like I'm pronouncing every word, right? I
Sometimes
mean,
I do that, and I need to get with that over
yeah.
pronunciation.
But I mean, for commercial work, I'd hire you. I mean, commercial stuff, they want you being you.
Yeah,
Character
that's what
stuff,
I'm trying to do.
yeah.
Commercial stuff is where the money comes in. I heard like you get like people voice actors get tons of money for that. Though I mostly want to do like animation and whatnot, indie stuff because I'm a huge animation fan and I
Right.
just grew up on that when I was a kid. Like I used to watch tons of anime
Well,
back
that's
on
like your
whatever.
generation, which is, I think, why you guys are so invested and interested in voiceover more than like my generation, is there's so much more content. And the actors in the animations or in the games become like, movie stars in a way, like for my generation was like, so who they are and you follow their work. And it's so much, it's very exciting for me to see like a whole generation be like, I grew up watching all these wonderful shows and going, who does that, and like researching it and getting excited to know that it could be a career, and I'm finding too that auditory storytelling, podcasting, right? There's so many people are into it. I think because we're getting busier as
Yeah.
humanity, and so it's nice, but you want to hear a story, right? You maybe you don't want to listen to music all the time, so it's like you pop in your earbuds and you can be taken to another world through like through a podcast that's like a audio drama or something, right? And and yes, we all love cartoons and gaming, but I just think there's that on the go sort of tell me a story, audiobooks too.
Yeah, I
That,
see what you mean.
yeah, that I think is creating more opportunities for people who tell stories with their voice and are voice actors, so don't give up. Definitely sound dampen. You
I'm
need.
going to do that. I'm going to do that first thing tomorrow morning. I'm gonna find what I can. I'm
I
probably gonna
love
get my
that, Taylor.
pillows.
Pillows, yeah, pillows are good. I mean, blanket fort like a little kid, you can put
Hmm.
anything, because but the thing is, I mean, I'm not a engineer. Something is flying around me.
Yeah.
But sound bounces, right? So that's the thing. It comes out of your mouth and it goes ding, 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 ding. I noticed a huge difference just for that couple of seconds I walked into my booth, right? You need to kind of stop the bounce, right? So anything that, especially behind your computer or behind your mic, above, you want to have a mat below you too. So even the floor, a wooden floor, can do that.
Well, I have a rug under my desk, so I'm good with that. I
Perfect.
just need to like get the walls and stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe drape
And
a
then there's
blanket
a
under
couple
it.
of things that I think are a little expensive, but something called a Chaotica eyeball. I'm not a spokesperson for Chaotica, but I could be if you hired me. But it goes oh, it's like a round ball. It looks like an eyeball, and it goes over your mic. And a lot of people swear then you don't need to do any sound dampening. It's about 250 bucks, right?
Oh, I can't pay for that. I barely
So
have
it's
enough
not
to
cheap,
pay.
but it's also like, it's something that, is easy to, and then there's knockoffs of it that I don't know how much they are and I don't know how good they are. I personally used one of them. I didn't love it. Okay, now I'm not getting the endorsement, um but I know a lot of people, a lot of professionals that I know and work with, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's great." So I don't know, maybe it was just my ear wasn't quite working with it. But seriously, the fabric cube, easy. You know,
I
you
meant
may
just
have to prop it up on some books to make sure that the mic is still here, but easy, cheap, I mean, they're like $10 at, like I said, Target or Walmart. You know,
fabric
you
cubes.
want a pretty big, big one. Not the huge one, but like I don't know,
Yeah.
it's 3 foot by
I'll get a good look. I'll take a look at it when I go back out.
yeah.
I'll keep it up on that. Now,
And it's also like tutorials all over YouTube that kind of walk you through it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a little bit more high end, but they're like they all are like under $30. And I know when I was starting, I'm like, that's my price point. $250, not so much. 25, bring it. And it works, right? So whatever the hell works. Pillows, you don't have to, especially starting out, you just want to send someone a good, clean recording without that distraction. You sometimes, even in my booth, I'm like, I can hear them, mowing. And then I'll listen and I'm like, there's something, you just can't get rid of everything. So you wait and you hope, like, are they going to be mowing their damn lawn all day long? But to you want to you want it to be competitive. And I always say to my students, you don't want something that takes the listener out of your read, right? You don't want them to go, is that a lawnmower in the background? Is that a dog? Where the hell are they recording? Right now, they're not listening to your read anymore.
yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm gonna get a good look at that, and these are some really good advice. My next question is: do you have any similarities with Gwendolyn when voicing her? Like any difference?
That's a really interesting question. I'll tell you, this is another reason I think I booked it. I have two kids myself, two sons,
Mm-hmm.
two daughters. Um, and very rarely in the when you're auditioning, do you really get sides that kind of give you an idea of what the story arc is, where the character is going. And the audition for the Owl House did. Like, so it wasn't, of course, the whole script, but it gave me a beginning, a middle, and an end to the journey that she was going through. And with her daughters, and it was clear that there was, she was trying to, find out the cure for Ida, and that she really wasn't that great to Lilith. And that's something I can relate to as a parent, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I tell my students, watch, if the show's running, see if you can find an episode when you audition and see if you can, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh, Wendy Malick and Sissy, I was like, my voice is totally in their range. I mean, I certainly don't sound like them, but I was like, oh, we sound related. Like
Yeah.
there's something there that you can buy into. So I thought that was good. And then I kind of just let the character come to me. I didn't really kind of overthink it. I was like, the way I can't even remember how they described her, but it was like, kind of feisty and full of life and all of that. So she wasn't an old frail lady. She was still
Yeah.
like, I got it. I got it
She
going
had
on.
biceps. She had biceps.
She had bigger biceps than me. Oh, yes.
Hey,
Yes, I know.
I need that. Where did you find that? I
I
need that.
I think it was Society 6 or Redbubble, one of the other. I can't remember, but I
Maybe.
think
I need
Society
to.
6, where they do like different kinds of art and you can put it on stuff. And I just, as a lark, I was like, I wonder if oh my gosh, they did. And so I was like, I got to get a pillowcase. That's cool.
I
You
think
know,
we all need a pillowcase of Gwendolyn her biceps. We all need that.
exactly. I mean, I could have got a shower curtain. I mean, they go crazy. I could like have my entire house tricked out with Gwendolyn stuff, but I
Hmm.
think my boyfriend would be like, the pillow is fine. Maybe one other thing, but slow your roll. Um,
Hey,
yeah,
I
no,
don't mind.
yeah, fan art is amazing. I mean, it's been an amazing time. It's been really, really
Hmm.
fun. And unexpected, and meeting people like you and other
Aw.
people. It's really special. I really am enjoying it, So thank
Same
you.
here.
Yeah.
Like I met some really good people on Twitter, like you. I met Avi, who voices Rain Whispers. Like
Yes.
they are,
They're amazing. I did
yeah,
not
they
know
are.
Avi is from Chicago, I think. I don't know
I
if they
oh
were
really?
born here, but they were an actor in town that I knew of. I never had met Avi, and then Avi moved to LA. And sort of funny because we did like a thing, and Avi's like, "Why is your name super familiar to me?" I'm like, "Cause and they were like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" And then you still live there, and then so it was cute. But
Aw, that's adorable.
yeah, Avi's amazing. Did you watch Avi's one person show?
They've been hyping up on Instagram lately, and
You've got to watch it.
I
Really
will.
beautiful work. Really
I know
lovely.
they are an amazing. They're amazing. They're an amazing actor, and I want to see more of what they do. And I did see their reel before, and they're just amazing.
They're amazing. And they do a lot of audiobooks too. So that's
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I
ever
think
get
they.
a chance to talk to them because that opens up, a lot of sort of non-binary
Mhm.
casting that's really becoming a lot more I don't want to say popular but a lot more. There's just things are opening up in
Yeah,
casting that is
we're
exciting.
mutes on Twitter, so
Yeah,
I think they're gonna be my next person to interview because I really want to. They're
definitely.
now my last question because we're almost out of time because Zoom does that. Um, do you have any advice for any new voice actors who want to break to the industry? Is it different depending on the industry you want to voice act, such as video games, animation, indie, or corporate, etc.?
Goodness gracious. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to, I think do a little research. Take a
Mm-hmm.
class, get online, look at stuff, listen to people's demos, right? You can go to agents' websites and listen to what people have for an animation demo or a commercial demo. So you have a good idea of what is competitive and what you want to sound like. Um, there's always workshops and now Zoom stuff. So, and figure out your equipment and understand how to work it because everybody's going to need to be doing stuff from home, auditions, whatever. Um, and then, you want to put out a good product and you want to get it out there in front of people's eyeballs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put together a YouTube page with your, whatever you've done, even if it is just like a fan dub of something, put it out there because you never know who's going to see it. Reach out to, I know you love animation, you know, reach out to animators that you dig that are online and go, hey, I love your work. I love to do voice acting. Here's some stuff. And, they may not be able to pay you, but make it a collaboration. Like, well, can I promote the animation on Twitter or whatever? And, that's really nowadays, you never know how people are going to see you. Ultimately, I think in order to be considered for like, the big animations or the triple A games and stuff like that, you're going to want to get an agent. And again, it's easier to get an agent even if you're not living in LA, New York, or
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, right? And if you're good and you've started doing some good work and have a nice home studio, I think, so putting yourself out there is the first step, right? Then the second step is getting really good at what you do and understanding, I'm not telling people to run out and buy like a $3,000 mic, but starting, especially software and editing yourself, it's just go download Audacity. It's free. Or if you have GarageBand, start fooling around with it. You can just record stuff with the computer mic. But that is like the learning curve, at least for me, because I was, not a sound engineer and go to school for that. So
Yeah.
that's really good to get over that. Take acting classes because at the end of the day, it is voice acting,
Mm-hmm.
and imitation is the highest form of flattery. So, like, imitate people that you really like, imitate their inflection, and then, don't ignore sounding like them, but start to kind of put yourself in that spin, right? Look at a
Yeah.
commercial, transcribe it for yourself, you know, write down the word and then practice it for cadence and rhythm and timing, but put your own spin on it. And I think, you know, those are your best teachers are already out there, the things that are being produced and made, you know?
Hmm. So yeah, I think these are some really good advice for people who I know some people on Twitter who want to become voice actors, and I think these will really get to them. These are people who want to make it out and just do voices for entertainment, and this is really going to help.
Yeah, and look around, you know, like look on the internet for like a class or, you know,
Hmm.
D. Bradley Baker's website. So you want to be a voice actor is amazing, right?
It is.
I mean, a lot of people I know look up these things anyway, but a lot of people don't, um, ACX is for audiobook stuff and it's free. So you just have to put a profile up. But if you're interested in audiobooks, take a look at it, right? Um, there's things called pay to play sites, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they exist. Voice123, voices.com, Badalgo, The Voice Realm. Invest
Casting
in
club,
these
casting club. I
casting
think.
club. Yes, I know a lot of people do that. Backstage.com. There's things out there, you know, that you can, you know, pay to play is exactly what it sounds like. You have to pay money to get on. But
Yeah.
and they need you to have some sort of a demo. But you can kind of go and scan through and look at all these things and sort of, you know, decide like, you know, this summer that I'm going to make that my job, right? I'm going to
Hmm.
pay for 3 months of that and I'm going to do every audition I can and I have my equipment and I'm ready to go, you know, but take it slowly. Like, don't run out and spend thousands of dollars on equipment, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Learn, yeah, learn your software, get a halfway decent mic, you know, like the Yeti, not maybe 150, Audio Technica 2020, good, you know, good USB mic is fine. And then as you get better and hopefully booking things, then you branch out and you get, you know, you
Hmm.
start going, I'm making money at this. I think I can get a better mic. I mean, that's what I did. It was baby steps, you know?
Yep, that's what I plan to do as soon as this reel comes out. I'm gonna use that so I can land some roles. I can make the money off it. I can just like get a bigger mic, get a better mic, or I can just wait for Christmas to do that. But I want to do it the hardworking way.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the best way to do it. And I throw this out to you. I mean, if you know, when you have your reel ready, I'd love to give it a listen. I'll give you some
Oh,
feedback.
thank
Like,
you.
you're welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you know,
mhm,
you want to put the best product out
mhm.
there.
Yep, that's true. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go because we're almost out of time,
I
and
know.
I know, but this has been fun. This has been really fun. We have to do this again. We have to
We
do this again.
have to.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was really fun, and it's so nice to actually meet you. I
Same
want to
here.
squeeze you in person. Like,
Oh,
you know, it's
if I ever come down to Chicago for anything, like if I'm at an airport, I will see if I will see if I can come see you, and
I
then
would
we can
love it.
meet you properly.
Excellent. Yay. All right. Well, take
Yeah.
bye, Jalen.
Yeah,
Have a great
everyone.
rest of your day.
You as well.
Thanks.
Bye. You have a good one
Bye.
now.
Bye. Peace
Peace.
out.